We've all seen the conversations about kids sports and how they're just getting totally out of hand. You are traveling every single weekend, you're spending an arm and a leg. It is insane. But also the amount of work that has to go into getting your kids even just enrolled in their activities is out of this world. I want to talk about the mental load associated with kids sports because it is intense. For a lot of these sports, you're registering well in advance, months in advance, and sometimes you even have to sign on at midnight just to get your kid on the team. Then you have to pay for them, and everybody has a different payment process. Just this spring, I've had to pay for basketball via Venmo, baseball via a check I had to mail, another one allowed me to pay online, thank God, but every single one has a different payment process, and you have to figure that out. Then, depending on what league it is, you're mailing them a birth certificate. You're sending them a physical. You have to gather all of this information and then send it out. And now that your kid is finally registered, you have to order them a uniform. You have to figure out what size they are, where to pick it up because they won't mail it to you for some reason. And then, finally, the season rolls around and you think, does their gear fit? These kids are growing constantly. Do we need new cleats or are the ones from the fall gonna work for spring? Probably not. So now you're buying new sports equipment, you're making sure everything fits, their bat, their glove, their cleats, the whole nine. And the season has not even started yet. And this is for every single activity. And if you have multiple kids in different activities, you're doing this song and dance across the board. The mental load of kids being in sports is a lot. And then the actual act of taking them to the sports is even worse. I love sports for kids. I love extracurriculars. I played a sport every single season growing up, but it has truly gotten wild. It's no longer filling out a form online, mailing your check, and showing up at practice where they bring you the jersey and tell you what the games are going to be. And you only have one game a week and one practice a week. Now it's multiple games, multiple practices, scrimmages across the board. Like, it is mind-boggling how much goes into even a rec sport. And so if you are a parent with kids who are starting to play sports, I feel you. I'm with you. It is a ton of work. You can opt out of it, but I do think there's a lot of value in sports. I personally am opting into rec sports, which are a little less intense, than travel, but my kids are still young. So talk to me again in a few years.